This news update is brought to you by...
So, I'm meeting Rico later. Gotta check in with the girls, but first, let me check my usage on the MyLime app. Now, what should I wear? Hashtag sexy. He's here.
It's Tuesday, June the 30th, 2015, and this is your Barbados Today Morning News Update. I'm Emmanuel Joseph. Thanks for joining us. We begin with news that the Attorney General, Adriel Brathwaite, is rejecting proposals for a gun amnesty for Barbados. Brathwaite, who is also Home Affairs Minister, warns that such measures simply did not work in arresting the worrying influx of firearms. However, he says he would welcome any individual with illegal firearms who wants to turn them in. The AG made the comments on the sidelines of a U.S.-sponsored Caribbean Basin Security Initiative Professional Exchange Conference at the Hilton Hotel yesterday.
Now, pray tell, a fella has an illegal firearm and stuff. You really think that if you say to him that I'm going to give you $500, that he's going to bring in his firearm and stuff? And when he brings in the firearm, right, you automatically then have a duty to test it to see whether or not it's being used in the commission of a crime. So if perchance my friend Emmanuel brings in a firearm and it's being used in a murder, do we say to him, well, we'll find, here's your $500, but we're not going to question your connection with how long have you had this, you know, et cetera, et cetera. My information is that gun amnesties, frankly, do not work and stuff. And what usually happens is that you arrest a chap with his firearm and he tells you, well, I was on my way to District A to deposit it, you know, et cetera, et cetera.
Tough new security measures will soon be enforced at the QEH as management takes action to protect staff and patients. Over the next 3 to 6 months, the QEH will be rolling out a major security enhancement project valued at around $500,000. This will include perimeter fencing and lighting, more guards, additional screening and scanning devices, and the installation of CCTV at various strategic points. Hospital authorities say special attention will be paid to the Accident and Emergency Department and also the area adjacent to the main entrance where about 10 clinics are in session per day. Director of Support Services Louise Bob explains that there will be changes to how people enter and exit the health facility.
This is a project that is going to be phased over the next 2 to 6 months. It will see some adjustments to how persons enter and exit the facilities to increase and improve the sense of security and safety for our staff and our visitors. And I want to ask now for the public's indulgence as we go through that transition, because there will be some adjustments to that.
2 weeks after Minister of Finance Chris Tinkler announced in the budget that professionals will be required to secure a tax clearance certificate from the Barbados Revenue Authority to practice, they are being put on notice that they could soon require similar clearance from the National Insurance Scheme. Word of this from Minister of Labour Dr. Esther Bayer, as she told reporters last evening that the dwindling NIS fund was challenged due mainly to people not making their contributions.
I think it was at the last budget speech where the minister spoke to tax clearance certificates for professionals. National insurance is also moving in a similar direction as well, that those professionals need to be able to say that they're compliant with national insurance as well before they move forward. Again, that is just a proposal at this point. But so you can see then where it would be useful and necessary to have certainly a relationship and a sharing of information between the BRA and the National Insurance Scheme.
Abject nonsense. That's how political scientist Peter Wickham is describing calls by cabinet ministers for opposition leader Mia Mottley to present her legal credentials. Wickham tells Barbados Today the ministers raised the issue because they were unable to defend themselves against the allegations that she had raised. In her recent budget reply in Parliament, Motley had questioned the government's plans to construct a waste-to-energy plant through an agreement with Cahill Energy, the awarding of contracts to local builder Preconco, and the driving of vehicles owned by car dealer Transtech by two government officials.
I think that the conversation is abject nonsense. I think that the suggestion that the issue has even come up, I think is a clear demonstration of the fact that the Democratic Labour Party is unable to defend themselves against the allegation that she has raised. You know, I think the question even, and I think Sir Henry dealt with it effectively in the newspaper, and yesterday the matter is closed. Mm-hmm. I've always known that she didn't have a legal education certificate, and I've always also known that she didn't need one to practice because of the way that the laws are drafted, and that's that. And, you know, I think that all of this issue has come up largely because the issues that she has raised, the government seems unwilling to answer them. So they prefer to raise something which is a nonsense, quite frankly.
In sports now, Queen's College are the 2015 Co-Operators General Insurance National Sports Council Secondary Schools Knockout Tournament champions after they edged out Harrison College 60-57 in an overtime thriller. But they're not done yet. The two teams will now face off this afternoon in the Basketball League final at the Wilde Gymnasium.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
Spontaneous and creative, enter the BT Crossover Superstar competition. Pen your lyrics, create your video for your chance to be the first online monarch with over $15,000 in cash and other prizes. For full details, log on to facebook.com/BarbadosToday.bb.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Secure your future, be financially strong. Since 1983, we have been there for you. A smart range of products, great tax benefits. We're the solution to your hopes and your dreams. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union. Humble beginnings to smart loans, smart savings. Save smart and borrow smarter. That's the move for me. Stability, prosperity. We're the solution to your hopes and your dreams. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union.
Only girl love me and ragamuffin and dangerous and anytime. This is Raspilly and me well versatile. Anytime me drop, you know me drop it in a style. Whether raga soca or whether broke wine, the girls then come to me because they know me have the style. Whoopax, you don't know Raspilly the place.
Yeah, people, long time now you want to be a superstar, and right now you got the chance because Barbados they got their superstar crossover competition. All you gotta do is write your lyrics, set up your video, send it in to them, and you got a chance to win up to $15,000 in prizes. You know that easy. Whoopax! Yes, I go on Facebook, Barbados Today/Facebook. You go check it out. People got the thing they're rolling for you, so do your thing. You don't know. Whoopax! Yes, I.
Welcome back with news from the region now that the leader of the Jamaat al-Muslimin in Trinidad and Tobago, Yassine Abubakar, was yesterday ordered by a High Court judge to pay the state after a lawsuit of wrongful arrest he filed was thrown out of court. Justice Frank C. Prasad deemed the constitutional motion for malicious prosecution taken by Bakar inappropriate. Bakar filed the motion after he and Big Brent Miller had a charge of murder discontinued by the Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions in October 2010. Bakar and Miller had been charged with the murder of mechanic Israel Sami on September 29th after Coroner Nalini Singh concluded there was not enough evidence to charge them with the killing. Sami was taken from his home by masked men around 2 a.m., beaten and shot dead behind his home on May the 20th, 1998. Further afield now, a senior counter-terrorism officer in the United Kingdom is urging people to be on the alert for increased terror threats. The plea comes after the UK deploys 15 of its officers to Tunisia to investigate a recent deadly beach attack. Metropolitan Police Assistant Commissioner Mark Rowley spoke with the BBC about the situation.
I think we've got to be careful about the language we use. Clearly, the Foreign Office put out travel advice, and they've issued they've maintained their current advice, and they're refining that at the moment in terms of Tunisia and other locations. Our job as the police is to launch a big investigation in a situation like this. It's obviously awful, particularly for the families, what's gone on. So everything we can do in terms of hastening the process for identification of victims and return to the UK is our responsibility. I've got 15 officers now over in Tunisia. We've got 400 officers at airports, meeting back people looking for potential witnesses in the UK across the airports, and a big team at Scotland Yard coordinating the effort.
And on that note, we end our Barbados Today morning news update. However, you can join us again this afternoon. Until then, remember to log on to www.barbadostoday.bb, subscribe to our e-paper and email updates, or like us on Facebook. You can also catch us on Izumi Media in bus terminals or screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you. Also tune into Channel 101 on Lime TV and Mix 96.9 FM to get all the latest news and sports. I'm Emmanuel Joseph. Have a fantastic day.